Hey Ravens fans, here's some breaking news to keep you up to date on everything. We have some troubling news, but I'll give you all the details. Before we get into today's important updates, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any breaking news. We have some serious topics to cover today, so let's get right to it. First, some troubling news about our all-pro tight end, Mark Andrews. On Wednesday morning, Mark was involved in a car accident on the way to the team's training facility. Thankfully, the Ravens confirmed that he did not suffer any apparent injuries. After being evaluated by the team's medical staff, Mark was even able to join the team for morning meetings. Talk about dedication. The good news is that Mark was scheduled to take a day off from practice, and the team expects him to return to the field in the coming days. In a statement, Mark expressed his gratitude for the outpouring of support and used this moment to remind everyone of the importance of wearing seatbelts and remaining alert while driving. It's a relief to hear that he's okay, but it's also a sobering reminder of how quickly things can happen. We're glad Mark is safe and sound. Now for some more serious news. Offensive line coach Joe D'Alessandris has been hospitalized due to an acute illness. The team announced that Coach D'Alessandris will require ongoing treatment for an extended period of time. Coach D, as he's affectionately known, has been with the Ravens since 2017 and is widely respected and liked within the organization. His coaching career spans more than 4 decades, and he's been an integral part of shaping our offensive line into one of the best in the league. Head coach John Harbaugh shared a few words about the situation, emphasizing the team's unwavering support for Coach D as he focuses on his health. Meanwhile, the Ravens have brought in George Warhop to take over as offensive line coach during Coach D's absence. Warhop is no stranger to the NFL, with a coaching career that dates back to 1984 and includes stints with 7 college teams and 8 NFL teams, most recently with the Houston Texans in 2022. His experience and dedication will be crucial as he steps into this role at such a challenging time. We're all rooting for Coach D and wishing him a speedy recovery. His presence will be missed, but we know Coach Warhop will do an excellent job guiding our offensive line in his place. So Ravens fans, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Mark Andrews' near miss and Coach D'Alessandris' illness? How do you think these developments will impact the team as we prepare for the new season? Let us know in the comments below. Training camp has just wrapped up, and it's time to take a closer look at how our MVP, Lamar Jackson, performed. According to an anonymous poll conducted by the Baltimore Banner, 22 media members who cover the Ravens gave Lamar a solid grade of B for his performance during camp. Now, I know what you're thinking, AB. Let's break down what went into that grade. Lamar had a bit of a rocky start, coming into camp late due to an illness. Despite that, he's had some incredible outings, showcasing that magic we've all come to expect from him. But there have also been days where things didn't click as well, particularly with turnovers and some struggles connecting on deep passes. Now, some of those missed connections weren't entirely on Lamar. There were days when the receivers just couldn't hold onto the ball. But what's encouraging is that Lamar looks lighter on his feet after slimming down this offseason. He's been extending plays and bringing that improvisational flair that makes him so dangerous. But here's the thing. While training camp is a good indicator, the true test won't come until week 1 when the games start to count. Lamar likely won't see much action in preseason games, so we'll have to wait a bit longer to see the full impact of his offseason work. Switching gears to the defensive side, there's been a lot of buzz around safety Darius Washington. This guy has been turning heads all camp long, making it pretty clear that he's no longer just a bubble player. After free agency, it seemed like Washington had a secure spot, especially after the departure of Geno Stone. But then the Ravens brought in some competition, including 7th-round draft pick Sanusi Kane, undrafted rookie Bo Braid, and veteran Eddie Jackson. Despite that, Washington has shined. He's been aggressive, notching multiple interceptions and pass breakups, and his versatility in the secondary is going to make it tough for the coaches to leave him off the roster. Now, let's talk about one of the more surprising developments in camp, the emergence of running back Owen Wright as a dark horse candidate to make the roster. With Keaton Mitchell recovering from an ACL injury, the Ravens have been searching for that third running back behind Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Wright, an undrafted rookie who spent last season on the Ravens practice squad, has really stepped up. He's been a standout in both passing and running drills, often dominating the camp highlights. He even got the nod to start at running back in the preseason game over 5th-round pick Rasheen Ali. It's still early, but Wright is making a strong case for himself. But it's not just the young guys making noise. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer was at camp recently, and he had some high praise for Lamar Jackson. Breer noted how smooth Lamar looked in his second camp under offensive coordinator Todd Monken. The time Lamar spent with his offensive coaches this offseason is really paying off. He's more comfortable, more in control, and you can see that field general mentality starting to take shape. This has also translated into better chemistry with key players like tight end Isaiah Likely and wide receiver Zay Flowers, who have both looked sharp in the passing game. And it's not just the offense that's showing leadership. On the defensive side, Breer pointed out how players like Justin Madubike, Roquan Smith, and Kyle Hamilton have really taken charge. These guys are holding their teammates accountable, setting the tone, and helping out the younger players. That kind of player-led culture is what separates good teams from great ones, and it's something the Ravens are banking on this season. Now, let's talk about what we can expect from the Ravens this season. According to ESPN's Football Power Index, the Ravens have a ceiling of 13-4, which is the highest in the league, and a floor of 8-9. Only the Kansas City Chiefs have a higher floor. The big X factor for the Ravens this season is the offensive line. The team decided to go younger on the O-line, letting veterans like Kevin Zeitler and John Simpson walk and trading right tackle Morgan Moses to the Jets. The Ravens haven't officially named their new starters yet, but whoever steps up will have a major impact, especially when it comes to protecting Lamar. The stats don't lie. When Lamar is sacked 4 or more times in a game, the Ravens' win percentage drops to .470. But when he's sacked 3 or fewer times, that number jumps to .833. Keeping Lamar upright is going to be key to the Ravens' success this season. Finally, let's address some of the chatter around the backup quarterback situation. Josh Johnson didn't exactly light it up in the preseason opener, which has led some fans to wonder if the Ravens should bring in a veteran like Ryan Tannehill. But the Baltimore Sun's Childs Walker made a pretty compelling case for sticking with Johnson. At 38, Johnson offers a steady hand at a reasonable price, just $1.15 million for the year. The Ravens went through a thorough process before deciding to sign Johnson. They felt Tyler Huntley, who's been the primary backup for the past 3 seasons, didn't play well enough to justify his cost. And while they could have spent more to bring in a premium backup, they decided that cap space could be better used elsewhere. Plus, they've got a developmental quarterback in Devin Leary, who might stick around after a year of grooming. Walker also pointed out that the Ravens' playoff hopes rest squarely on Lamar Jackson's shoulders. If Lamar goes down, it's unlikely the team will make a deep playoff run, so why spend big on an insurance policy? Johnson might not be the flashiest option, but he's got experience, he's well prepared, and perhaps most importantly, he has a solid relationship with Lamar. That bond is crucial, especially when you've got a franchise quarterback like Lamar. The backup's job isn't just about stepping in when needed, it's also about supporting the starter and maintaining that chemistry. So, Ravens fans, what do you think? Are you comfortable with Josh Johnson as Lamar's backup, or do you think the team should bring in a veteran? And what about Lamar's training camp performance? Do you think he's ready to lead this team to a deep playoff run? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay updated on all things Ravens. Go Ravens!